Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina joins us now on the phone. Senator, thank you so much for being with us. What do you think Fred Thompson's lasting legacy will be?
Well, he was a very strong voice for conservatism that grew the idea of conservatism. You know, people like Fred. He was a conservative with a smile. To those he befriended, it will shape our lives forever. To his family, he was a great, loving, caring man. And from a political point of view, we could all learn from Fred Thompson, because what did he say? It's what you see is what you get. That was the charm of Fred, and it would be refreshing if more people would take that attitude.
Senator, what did you learn from him?
He was tall, and I was short, and he had a booming voice, and that he was brilliant strategist. He's a guy who could work across party lines. He was a strong conservative, but he did hate Democrats. He was a friend when John McCain was fifth in a four-person race. He stood by John McCain. Very, very smart man, and he knew how to ask a question. You know, he was a good prosecutor. He didn't make a speech. He'd actually ask a question. But, you know, heaven's a much more entertaining place today than it was before.
And in fact, it was his line of questioning that during the Senate Watergate hearings that led to the discovery of the recordings in the Oval Office. I wanted to ask you, though, Senator, you mentioned that he was a conservative with a smile. You said certainly politically there's a lot that could be learned from him. I wonder, in your position right now, you know, Senator Thompson also made an unsuccessful bid for the presidency. What do you think you've learned from that?
Well, number one, if you don't run, you can't win. That's what he told me. So nobody's going to drag me out of my house to make me president. What did I learn from Fred? I did just to be yourself in a crowded field. Fred stood out. He didn't make it, but at the end of the day, he tried, and I think he shaped the race. Tell you this: if Fred Thompson helped John McCain win in South Carolina, the bottom line is his presence in that race shaped the debate because he didn't mind telling people what he thought.
Definitely a larger-than-life figure there, Senator. I also wanted to ask you about last week's primary debate while we have you on the phone. NBC took a lot of heat after the debate, but Chris Christie says the complaints are just a lot of whining. I'm curious, do you agree with that?
Well, I think there were too many candidates on one stage, too few on the other. The second debate did get very contentious. I think some of the questions were out of bounds. But Chris is right. I mean, if you're running for president, you've got to be able to handle questions no matter how silly they may be. But the point is that the debate process, I think, is not leading to a good outcome for us. Why not split it up? Instead of have 4 and 10, split it up. Take all questions hard, but try to get questions from the moderators that drill into who you are in your policy, not just pit one another, pit us against each other. It's okay to pit us against each other on Syria. As far as I'm concerned, I can't tell a whole lot of difference between our guys and Obama on Syria, what they would do to destroy ISIL. There's a big difference with Lindsey Graham and Obama regarding destroying ISIL. So what would you do about the debt? Nobody's asking us a simple question. What drives the debt? What would you do to get out?
Senator, one last question then. Are you satisfied with what you've heard as a result of the meetings with the campaigns over the weekend regarding these debates?
I think it's a step in the right direction. We're going to have more input as candidates about the debate process. I've always thought, you know, there's only 2 people polling above 10%. The difference between 0 and 10% in most polls is in the margin of error. We're using polling to segregate the group apart. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But yes, this is a step forward to give candidates input, shorten up the debate so that we just don't, you know, go on and on and on.
All right. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. Senator, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.